Ever wondered how a harmless elevator ride can turn into a terrifying fight for survival? Stick around as we dive into the twisted tale of Into the Dark, Down, where a Valentine's Day weekend leads two coworkers from a heated romance to a nightmarish ordeal.
Hey folks, Maya here. Heads up, there are spoilers ahead, so grab your snacks and let's dive into today's story.
Jennifer was staying late at the office on a Friday night. She needed to catch a plane to New York for Valentine's Day to see her ex-fiancé. Before leaving, she quickly wrote him an email since she didn't want to miss her flight. She grabbed some candy and left the office. At the same time, Guy was also getting ready to leave work. They both ended up waiting for the elevator together. Jennifer got on the elevator on the 49th floor, and Guy joined her on the 42nd floor. He tried to start a conversation and make jokes, but Jennifer didn't seem interested in talking. Guy showed Jennifer an etching on the elevator wall, but suddenly, the elevator stopped. He tried all the buttons and even the alarm, but nothing worked. Although the lights were still on, they waved to the camera, but nobody responded. To make things worse, their phones had no service because they were underground. Jennifer worried about missing her flight and wondered where the building's security was. 15 minutes later, they tried calling for help and banging on the door, but still, no luck. Guy thought there might be an escape hatch, so he lifted Jennifer up to check the ceiling. She heard her hand banging on it, so he put her down. An hour passed, and Jennifer realized she'd missed her flight, despite Guy's attempts to lighten the mood with jokes. She cursed in frustration. They finally introduced themselves and continued chatting as they waited for help. Guy offered Jennifer his water bottle, and they joked about opening the wine he had with him instead. They both realized they had bottle openers in their bags and laughed about it. They didn't open the wine, but Jennifer accepted his water to make up for the lack of food. Jennifer shared some candy with Guy, though they decided to save it in case they were stuck until Tuesday. After 4 hours, Jennifer needed to pee but was embarrassed to do it in front of Guy. He suggested she go in the corner or use her thermos. She made him close his eyes and cover his ears while she relieved herself. Guy started singing to give her privacy. Afterwards, she added to the drawing on the elevator wall. They played a game and started talking about more personal things. Guy admitted he was too obsessed with his job and had nobody looking for him. Jennifer confessed she wanted to surprise someone in New York, but she wasn't sure if he wanted her there. Guy decided it was time to open the wine, and they toasted to still being alive. As time passed, they drew each other and grew closer. Guy confessed he'd seen Jennifer before in the office building, but didn't mention it earlier to avoid seeming like a stalker. Jennifer laughed it off. They finished their drawings and shared them with each other. Jennifer's portrait of Guy was more lighthearted, while his was more serious. She apologized and took a photo of the drawing, joking that she'd use it as her profile picture if they made it out alive. They moved on to talk about food, but since they were both hungry, Jennifer asked Guy to change the subject. He listed different topics, and she chose to talk about making love. Jennifer turned her camera on him and asked about the dirtiest place he'd made love before. Guy was a bit shy, so she shared her own story first, telling him about a college ex-boyfriend and their encounter in a library. When it was Guy's turn, he still felt hesitant to share. Jennifer encouraged him to make up a story, so he told one about a work picnic where things got steamy in a car. Guy admitted feeling uncomfortable and stopping things. He apologized, but Jennifer reassured him it was fine. Feeling a connection, Guy awkwardly kissed her, and they began to make love in the elevator. Afterward, Guy expressed his feelings, but Jennifer pulled away, revealing her desire to reconcile with her ex. She explained that while their encounter was enjoyable, she wanted to keep things casual because her feelings for her ex were genuine. Guy, convinced of their connection, expressed his belief that Jennifer's ex didn't deserve her. Jennifer became angry, stating that she still loved her ex and that, once they were out of the elevator, they'd go their separate ways. Despite her insistence, Guy continued to assert that they belonged together. Jennifer grew frustrated by his persistence, especially considering their current situation. Suddenly, Guy underwent a transformation, and Jennifer sensed a shift in his demeanor. He revealed his true identity, confessing that he lied about where he worked and even his name. He admitted to watching her every day at work, showing her security photos and videos he took of her, detailing the times and dates. Jennifer was frightened as Guy disclosed that he was actually the building's security guard. He became angry, lamenting how people like him often go unnoticed. He insisted he knew her better than her ex and confessed to orchestrating their current situation with a key. He unlocked the elevator, shocking Jennifer with the realization of his manipulation. Feeling betrayed and threatened, Jennifer threatened to call the police. Guy grabbed her, and a struggle ensued. In the chaos, Jennifer's flailing legs inadvertently broke the elevator key. The fight between Jennifer and the man escalated, with Jennifer knocking him out with her shoe in self-defense. Worried that she might have harmed him, Jennifer approached cautiously, only for the man to suddenly spring back to consciousness and knock her down in return. Both of them lay unconscious in the elevator for a while. When Jennifer woke up, she found the man already awake. She demanded to know why he did what he did. He explained that he wanted to isolate her from the outside world so they could form a genuine connection. He believed they'd not just had a date, but an entire relationship during their time stuck in the elevator. Jennifer remained skeptical, convinced that someone would eventually come to rescue them. However, she soon learned that the man had taken all the shifts for the extended weekend, meaning they wouldn't be rescued until Tuesday. Faced with this realization, Jennifer asked what he planned to do. His chilling response was that he'd rather kill her than go back to prison. As Jennifer confronted him about his actions, he became enraged. After he calmed down, he opened the present she had bought for her ex-fiancé. Inside, he found a shirt and a box containing cigars and accessories. He put on the shirt and lit a cigar, mocking Jennifer about how she could have won her ex back with such thoughtful gifts. In a twisted moment of irony, he wished her a happy Valentine's Day. Sometime later, the man apologized to Jennifer for frightening her and asked if they could reconcile. He pleaded for another chance. Bothered by the malfunctioning neon light in the elevator, the man used Jennifer's thermos to break it. He realized that the ceiling panels likely had light bulbs that needed replacing and thought he could escape through there. As he broke open the panel with the thermos, Jennifer stood beside him. He asked her to give him a boost to reach the opening, promising to come back for her. However, Jennifer suggested it would be easier if he boosted her instead, as she lacked the strength to lift him. He doubted she'd return for him and feared she'd call the cops. Jennifer reassured him with everything he wanted to hear, convincing him to help her up. She climbed onto his shoulders and managed to pull herself out of the elevator. The man directed her to the ladder in the door, relieved they'd finally escaped. As Jennifer climbed the ladder, she defiantly flipped him off, angering him. Nevertheless, he found a way to exit the elevator, too determined to let her get away. Jennifer, already making her way to the door, heard his warning that she was about to die, just as she reached the door. He caught up to her and followed her as she opened the door and screamed for help. The man suddenly grabbed her, sending both of them tumbling back into the elevator. They fell unconscious from the impact. Jennifer came to first, her head spinning. She spotted the fire sprinklers and quickly devised a new plan to escape, trying to activate the fire alarms. She attempted to light a cigar as the elevator filled with smoke. The man regained consciousness, only to be met with a punch from Jennifer, breaking his nose. She managed to restrain him with a piece of clothing, demanding answers. He warned her that the fire alarm wouldn't work and that they risked getting soaked and electrocuted instead. Jennifer, undeterred, threatened him and coerced a confession out of him. She turned on her camera, explaining the situation before turning it on him and demanding his real name. He revealed he was John Deakins and admitted to deliberately trapping them in the elevator and etching the drawing on the wall. He confessed to trapping and kidnapping her, and Jennifer made him admit to his actions on camera, including physical harm inflicted upon her. When asked why, John admitted he just wanted a date with her, believing she would have rejected him if he had asked her out. He revealed his past as an accountant, portraying himself as a former hotshot before becoming a security guard. John revealed the truth behind the story about the girl in the car, admitting that it ended tragically with the girl's death in a ravine after a horrific accident. Despite the severity of the incident, John received only a 6-month sentence, using his resources to keep himself out of jail for longer. Upon his release, he found himself relegated to the only job he could get, a security guard. Feeling constrained by his circumstances, John yearned to reclaim a sense of normalcy and identity, which led him to orchestrate the events in the elevator with Jennifer. When she questioned why he chose her, he simply stated that she was great in his eyes. As Monday arrived and they remained trapped, another security guard named Eddie brought his new girlfriend to the building to show her the roof. When Eddie realized John was missing, he checked the security monitors and discovered John and Jennifer stuck in the elevator, prompting him to wake them both up. Jennifer begged John to get them out of the elevator. He assured her he'd come down and free them while his girlfriend slept on the couch nearby. Eddie arrived at the elevator, wielding a crowbar to pry open the doors. Jennifer, eager to escape, moved toward the opening, but Eddie insisted on fully opening the doors first. Suddenly, John viciously knocked Jennifer unconscious. He then approached Eddie, pretending to offer help. Eddie handed over his keys. But when John claimed they weren't working, Eddie suggested he'd climb in to assist them. As Eddie attempted to enter the elevator, John activated it, gruesomely severing Eddie in half. John then knocked Jennifer out once more, dragging her to his car and stowing her in the trunk. Returning to the building, John disposed of the body and cleaned himself up before donning his uniform and slipping a cigar into his pocket. He proceeded to the front desk, deleting all evidence from the security cameras. Upon awakening, Eddie's girlfriend became a witness to John's actions, leading to her demise as well. John eliminated any traces of her presence before leaving the building. He drove Jennifer to a secluded location to dispose of her. He poured some gas into a big trash can before he opened the trunk of his car. John told Jennifer that he still liked her, but they couldn't be together. Jennifer pretended to be dead when John went to the trash can. She hit him on the head, got in the car, and started driving. Suddenly, she saw a lit cigar in the car's tray. Jennifer stopped the car and backed up, crashing into a startled John. She got out of the car and found him in the trash can. Jennifer lit the cigar again, walked away, and then tossed the lit cigar into the trash can, where it burned John alive. So that's it. If you enjoyed this movie, share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to check out the recommended movie on your screen right now. Watch it and join Mahi's Movie Recaps.